Hey, good morning, everybody. I am very glad you're here. As you can see, it is fall here at the Hickman household. It came way too soon, didn't it? Just way too soon. I am not ready for fall. It's beautiful. We've had turkeys come right up to our patio door window this year, which is super cool. We've got just all sorts of wonderful wildlife has been running around. I've just totally been enjoying myself. So, anyways, who am I and why do you care? I'm Rita Hickman. I'm a body mind expert, shiatsu massage therapist, but I specialize in my life passion is helping women who are codependent or empathic or a healer or have a highly sensitive nervous system really cope with, heal from, survive narcissistic and toxic relationships. Yep, that's what I do. And I come at it from a Chinese medicine perspective, which means that everything's connected, the body, the mind, and the emotions. And it's not just a head game anymore. Now it becomes, how is your gut affecting this? How is your how is your vitamin D affecting this? What acupressure points can you use? What tools are out there, from emotional freedom technique to EMDR to juicing to hemp oil to community. I mean, Asian medicine, I love Asian medicine because it comes from 1,000 different perspectives. It's not just about this is the way you do it. It's about how do you do it. That was one of the biggest problems I always had in any of the spiritual people that I would work with. Honestly, it really was the problem that I had, which was they would say you just need to let go, but they wouldn't tell you how. They'd say, well, there's no manual. You just have to figure it out. You just have to figure out how you're going to let go. And you know what? That's just not effective. That's just lousy, terrible advice. Because if you tell someone to let go, but you don't help them figure out what's actually contributing to the fact that they're holding on, and not just because they're mentally crazy or emotionally disturbed or broken or anything, when it really has to do with, like, okay, where's your gut? Where's your heart? What's connected? What's your nervous system look like? What have you been saying? How do we affect your subconscious? How do we create new pathways? So today we're going to talk about arrogance. Okay, I'll give you a little bit of story about me. So when um, after I got my master's degree, I was placed in a position, the magical position of running a nature center, which was exactly what I wanted. Cool little story that goes with it, you know, just one of those magical spiritual things. I'll share it another time. But when I got the job, the woman who'd had the job, my position before me, had been demoted, and I was put in her position. And I was, I don't know what, like 25, 26. And I was told by my supervisor, this was the parks department. It wasn't, administration, it was underneath like grounds, but I ran the nature center. I managed all the natural areas. And this woman had been responsible for trying to get the nature center open, but couldn't, and was having all of these other issues, new mom and temperament. And I mean, oh, it was ugly. So I got hired on, and my boss said to me, you can fire her if you want. And I said to myself, no, you know what? It'll be fine. She just needs to get what she needs to get, and we'll figure it out. It'll be okay. We can get through this. It's not a problem. Are those familiar words sometimes in your head, where you're the strong one, you're the smart one, you're the one that brings everybody level, you're the one that has the hope, you're the one that says, we can do this, rah, rah, rah. I was even a cheerleader in junior high. So that's a problem. That can be considered, let's say on a spiritual level, arrogance, because we don't recognize our own weaknesses. We don't recognize our own flaws. We don't recognize the things that we struggle with. We think that we're fine. We push through it until suddenly you have something like Crohn's disease. Or suddenly you get diagnosed with autoimmune disorder. Or somehow, you don't know why, but the dizziness or the migraines or the stomach issues or the hip problem just won't get fixed. This is what starts to happen when we have this level of arrogance. This level of arrogance that says, no, it'll be fine. I can figure this out. I'll figure it out. It's no problem. Don't worry about it. When we don't honestly recognize that we are human beings, we're not, we are goddesses, sure. We are all that is. We are a higher version of ourselves, but we are having an experience as a human person who has highs and lows and ups and downs and feelings. And you may try to be perfect, but that's just not going to happen. And it's in your attempt to be perfect that's causing many times a lot of the problems. It's the desire to be perfect, to do it all right, to do exactly what they say. And maybe if I try this and maybe if I try that, suddenly it'll turn out wonderfully. I know it will be. Nope. Because change in your life happens over time. Because you didn't get here because of one issue. Because suddenly, you ate a bad hamburger at a restaurant. You're here because of a lifetime of patterns, a lifetime of coping skills. And if you want to really survive and deal with this and cope and heal and thrive and all of that, even after you've cut the narcissist out of your life and gone gray rock or black rock or no rock or no contact or anything, the focus needs to be on who are you? Who are you really? What really matters to you? And now what? And you take it one step at a time. When you have that arrogance of that you can do it by yourself, that it'll be fine, that somehow you'll figure it out, guess what? You're where you're at now, which is exhausted, overwhelmed, crazy in your head, feel like your body's ripping you apart. You've got health conditions and you're still smiling somehow through it all and being supportive and loving, because that's the thing that helps you survive. Love, feeling love for you and for other people and giving love and caring. That's what keeps you alive. But when you don't have enough coming in, then you can't do the things which are keeping you alive, which is an exchange of love, an exchange of care. So you've got to get on track. You've got to start getting help. You've got to start reaching out and learning more and having new experiences, and stop thinking that somehow you can do this by yourself, because you are not meant to. Not on a spiritual level, not on a human level, not on a metaphysical level. You are not meant to do this by yourself. What this is the bulldozer that is forcing you to become who you want to be, who you asked to be, who you crave to be. That's what this is. And if you sit there looking at yourself thinking somehow you can handle it, then eventually something big will happen. So handle it now. Listening to this is perfect. It's a great first step. Nice job. Awesome. Glad you're here. So important to have these in the mornings to at least get your head in the right space, not feel so alone, feel disconnected. But also you need support and friends and nutrition and self-respect, and to get your nervous system back under control so it doesn't completely make all your decisions for you. This is what you got to do, and you're going to get there. Honestly, you will. Just don't try to do it alone. So if you're stuck, reach out. We've got a group we're creating, which is wonderful. We do it as a sacred circle every Tuesday night, just around narcissism, for you to grow as a woman, as a person, as a human, not just as a label of a victim of a narcissist, okay? And then we do support in between. We do deep dives. We do all sorts of stuff. If you need a little bit of help, reach out. We'll do a strategy call and we'll see if you want to join the group, because it's a beautiful group of women who can help you become the love and the light and the peace and the joy and the happiness and the giver and the empath and the healer and that you want to be. Okay, so cool. So share this if you think somebody needs this. All right, share it, because we got to get this stuff out there. We got to start supporting one another. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.